At this rate, this damn game can't surprise me. I mean, I've gone from a pantsless homeless man to an eldritch god beating savior. I mean, right? Well, I was wrong.
Hold up.
I know nothing about this damn game. And after continuing my first playthrough of Path of Exile into Acts 4 and 5, my perspective has completely changed on this game. And here's how I got there. So I first start this leg of the journey looking at my build. I knew my passive skill tree would be important, but I find myself staring at the screen more and more. Not sure if I'm going the right way, or perhaps I should go into a different direction, or even if I could, I don't really have enough orbs of regret. My Reckoning build has been doing me some great justice, reflecting attacks back at enemies as I block them, and paired with that, I also deal a massive chunk of extra physical damage. I have an aura that causes mobs to take more damage when they are standing too close to me, and then even utilizing my flame dash and leaps to traverse around and jump in and out of danger, it's been pretty effective. But I started noticing with some of the mobs in Act 4, I'm not as effective as I once was. My build has been oriented around tanking and deflection, and now I am starting to take some real damage. While the physical damage is very low, like minimal, certain elemental damage sucks down my HP faster than a frat boy discovering something other than natty light. It seems like it is mainly chaos damage that hits the hardest, but sometimes other things really hurt, and I'm starting to see the cracks, which is concerning. So I enter the High Gate to get some new zone questing going on and progressing the main story. I meet Nico, who I immediately distrust because he seems shifty, but hey, what the hell do I know? Since the last act I trust a scantily clad gem lady, and it kind of worked out. Honestly, Nico reminds me of a kobold from World of Warcraft, to be honest, but anyway. Oh, and hey, here's my scantily clad gem lady. How serendipitous. I mean, I'm sure the Templar is bound to some order against sins of the flesh, but pretty sure she's just made of gems. Anyway, we're at the base of this mountain. We need to go in and get inside, which probably would be nice to have some sort of digger, someone who could delve the depths, who has a candle on his head. Anyway, well, only after beating down this Emperor of Purity. Really, they're just giving titles out nowadays. I beat this guy down without breaking a sweat because I am hunting down the Eternal Nightmare, which I thought was Dominus with his nightmare appearance, but you know, he maybe was just another pawn. Like, I may be bad at chess, but I'm pretty sure there's only so many pawns on the board. I'm just saying. I find my gem lady at the end of this tunnel after being teleported there by a kind soul. Now I have to venture down 2 different dreams. Now I'm going into people's dreams. This game has layers like onions. Lots of layers.
You get it. We both have layers.
Well, I traverse this arena to fight Duresso, the King of Swords, who is a pushover, really. I can stand in everything he throws and eat all the damage without a sweat. Now I go into Koam's Dream, which is literally hell. Like, straight up hell. This is what hell looks like. A couple of weird mobs and creepy totems littered everywhere. Why is there, like, no in-between? There's, like, mobs here that look like they would be a part of the Legend of Zelda series, and then others that look like they are the final boss of Resident Evil 7. Ooh, watch out! The totem will eat your soul! I miss my Skelly boys with the cartwheels. Anyway, we fire the death laser, and now it's time to take down the beast within the mountain, I guess. Boom goes the dynamite. Now we have a name. Malachi is the asshat we are here to kill. Again, but I can't help but think that God sent this Templar down the path through the bowels of hell just to purge it. Dante's Inferno, anyone? Such a damn good game. We progress what I believe is to be just the actual bowels of the beast, because everything in here is fucking sticky. And lo and behold, look who I run into again. Piety. At this rate, I am like the Grandmaster of the Piety beatdown train. Every time I think I am done with the Scarlet Crusade BS, you keep popping up. I'm getting kind of sick of you.
How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man?
I love the young people.
Anyway, I smack her down and she's telling me that she wants to parlay. She actually wants to help me. She's been controlled by Malachi, so another pawn on a pawn. I swear, these pawns are like the pawns from a chess game in Ohio. We grab some organs like we were snatching up discounts on a Black Friday sale, except a lot more morbid, and here we go. Okay, so Piety is joining us on top of wait, what the hell is that? Anyway, Malachi shows up, and now I understand where Diablo 4 maybe got their lazy Lilith design from. Aside from a few tentacle grabs and a couple of bashes, he's not really doing anything but tickling me. He turns Piety into an abomination, and I think a little bit too much into this at this point. I'm like, oh, maybe I get like an extra achievement if Piety lives through the fight. Well, it turns out this is incorrect. You have to kill her to break a shield. So much for unique achievements. Well, I repeat this cycle a couple of times, and then he just straight up impales her like Korean style pot sticker before disappearing down the booty hole. Piety takes a moment to tell me how she doesn't regret anything and how she's going to go find out if my god is real or not. Cue the Templar line.
No need, Piety. Just you go and see for yourself.
So the second phase of the Malachi fight is a bit more hectic, with things actually hurting slightly. Some of the abilities are eating up like 10 to 20% of my HP, but nothing crazy. Also, while I am here, I'm seeing people die on some ladder, like they're on a ladder. I suppose that's like the hardcore leaderboard ladder. I should probably look into that. Well, I smack him a few times, and then he gets sucked into his own self portal. All I can think is like that video of a poor crab who got sucked into a pressurized pipe deep undersea. Act 4 complete, fairly simple, uneventful, honestly. I mean, I think I breezed through this one, only dying like once or twice, maybe because I didn't react fast enough or I wasn't paying attention, but little did I know that this is where the story gets so damn good. I am told now that I'm going back home, away from this island hell of Raycrest and back to Orieth. I'm probably saying that wrong. I have cleansed the nightmare from this lamb and redeemed myself to some degree, I guess. I take this time to swap out some of my skills, specifically picking up Molten Shell, which I have the Val version of. Let me tell you, it is so damn good. Reflecting damage and then exploding, giving me armor, I love it. I also pick up a few war cries that let me stun targets and deal a little bit more damage with my attacks. And this build is evolving a little bit, and I like where it is going. And here we go. We return to the slave pens for the exiles, and now I am about to bring judgment to those who have hallowed faith. So as a Templar, apparently I was exiled already because I murdered too many people, and now coming back as the savior, what's the first thing I do? Yup, I start murdering everything again. Literally, I'm back in the slave pen for like 2 seconds and I kill 100 guards and enforcers, but like, what if they're just like someone's dad working a 9-to-5 job to pay for his family? What if it was like an aspiring young soldier who needed to work in between jobs to make ends meet? Nope, here comes the holy freight train to fuck you to enlighten your choices. Good God. But don't worry, these are people who are just lacking faith. Every last one of them. Don't think about it too much. Anyway, I am cruising through and I fight this guy, Mind Might. And the only reason that I bring him up and even show a clip of him in this video is because his dumbass has a health regen so strong I can't kill him. I can't. He can't kill me either, so we just end up wet noodling each other for a while, and this is, it kind of pisses me off, but that was the first time that I encountered that, and that annoyed me. My talent tree, I work down to Aggressive Bastion, which basically gives me more damage while I am using a shield. This is a second shield-oriented skill tree that I have, but this one is focusing on damage, so it's a pretty decent damage increase. So we bash through and boop the Overseer to gain access to the Overseer's Tower, New Town Hub, what? So basically, I find out that all the people that were in the Templar Order are corrupt, which is kind of wild because I'm a part of the Templar Order. I like how now I'm redeeming the less faithful. Well, it's kind of weird to think about it too, is because it's like, maybe I wasn't really that bad of an exile. I just kind of was thrown to the side because I was a terrible person. I don't know. Now I am redeeming the less faithful while dashing and leaping through tons and tons of mobs. I steal the Eyes of Zeal, which I really do hope isn't this dude's eyes because it's kind of grim. I mean, I guess I fought like the literal definition of Satan, maybe? Anyway, I get to this courtyard and I'm jumping through, killing troves of enforcers, reminding myself that they're just not faithful. Don't worry. That is why they're suffering. They're just not faithful. I helped Nico find some gold. I don't know, I skipped through that part too fast and I died in there anyway. Well, I get into the Templar courts and lo and behold, I am now hunting the High Templar Avarius. But listen to this banger line.
I vowed before my brothers that I would return, and so I have.
Like, where did they get the most badass voice actor for this guy? Good gracious, I love it. So I keep my vow and I come back for my brothers only to actually kill all the ones that I find. I actually kind of feel bad for this one. Like, I can't believe they're all corrupt. You know, maybe there's a couple that aren't. Well, dashing and bashing through the old Templar halls, I legit find this kind of hilarious. Like, I'm walking up to these doors, opening them, and having 30 guys in full suit, battle armor, ready to fight, just standing around. I mean, it kind of breaks the immersion, like 20 grown men just standing there. Like, doing what? I don't know. We're just waiting.
Great. Stuck in an elevator with 5 guys on a high-protein diet.
Oh, wait.
Dreams really do come true.
Well, I get into the inner depths of the Templar Order to the Chamber of Innocence, where I meet monks and other holy beings, which, I'm not gonna lie, kind of feels like a conflict of interest. Like, these were my brothers, right? Maybe so? I don't know. I've killed about 2,000 people in the past 5 minutes, so I guess it isn't all that bad. Well, I found the Sanctum of Innocence and the High Templar, the leader of our apparently corrupted order, or, well, what's left of them. I don't know. I did murk a bunch of them. Here we go. We start the fight, and the first thing I have to say is that it is so damn cool. Like, he's casting holy magic spells, big hits, burning us with fire, summoning constructs to do his bidding with little light beings peppering me from a distance. It was much better than I expected. Oh, but I kill Avarius, and it seems like he was just a puppet, and inside of him was Innocence, the God Emperor of Eternity. Like, okay guys, seriously, should I even be killing this dude if he's like the God Emperor, or and he's like the embodiment of innocence? Hello? All right, well, this fight goes up a whole nother notch. The music, the atmosphere, oh my gosh, everything about this was great. Tons and tons of things to dodge, lots of heavy hitting, damaging effects. AoE constructs, again, this fight was just so damn cool. I love the pace too, because it feels like it is really a true raid boss with its difficulty. He channels a holy beam of light that dashes through everything. I lay a beat down on him and get him to about 35% through his last little mini summon phase. And here we go, it's time to bring this dude down. He summons multiple massive constructs and he really starts doing some serious damage. Like, I nearly die within about like 2 to 3 seconds because of these little lightning bolts and all this extra damage coming from a whole bunch of different places. It is getting chaotic, but I land the killing blow. And this is exactly where my perspective changed on Path of Exile. It was in this moment. I saw the complexity and the intensity of what this game can offer, and I'm only on Act 5. Up until now, it was fairly easy, nothing crazy. I'd be able to face tank just about everything without concern, but this boss gave me a run for my money. And I literally shouted, yeah, when I killed him. I don't get video games often that can make me do that or make me feel that way, but it was amazing. So Sin, literally the embodiment of sin, I'm guessing is the brother of Innocence, comes and tells me that I still have work to do. Well, you know, because I killed Innocence, which means that Innocence isn't in the world anymore. Conflict of interest. Anyway, we get this cool cutscene that shows the statue that we have been worshipping and staring at this whole time is actually the ravenous god Kitava. Like, what? My first final boss of an act was like super simple, guys. Now I'm fighting like a literal god? Okay, wow. So I step out to find the entire city on fire. Everyone has thrown their hat into depravity and all they care about is malicious void energy. Cool. These guys have become all devil worshippers. Now I'm looking for the sign of purity, which seems to be something that will help me fight the ravenous god of death. What I need to do is apparently casket rob the first Templar. Excuse me, I don't think you'll be needing this anymore. I need a skedoodle on top of this cathedral, which has really convenient roof access. Actually, odd, but I bashed through some of these guys and here I am standing at the cathedral apex. So I pitch my tent for all the world to see.
Wait a minute!
And out of the top of this cathedral comes this giant angry statue. Okay, pretty straightforward. Dodge this, mitigate this, holy beam that. Then out pops this monstrosity. And I nearly get one shot because I'm not moving out of the way of mechanics. So I'm looking at this because this is pretty cool. All right, serious mode. Let's bash this bastard into submission. I'm putting out some serious damage onto him and out pops his heart. And guess what?
He's about to have a heart attack.
Well, he scoops his heart back up like I scoop up my pride after eating 3-foot-long wieners at a hot dog stand, and we rinse and repeat this dance a couple more times until the purity blast hits him so hard he actually metamorphosizes into his final form. Cell Saga, anyone? Well, his face blast literally destroys the sign of purity and I die. No, come on. I was whooping this thing's ass. Don't give me the damn programmed death, the scheduled death. Well, Sin tells me I gotta go back to the island of Raycrest because everything is on fire. I was here for about like 10 minutes and I ruined everything. So that's on par. So end of Act 5 finished. Let's talk about it. Okay, so this leg of the journey was absolutely amazing. It blew my socks off if I were wearing them. Like, it took everything I was expecting from this game and just threw it out the damn window. Good God, the boss fights in Act 5 were just amazing. I gotta say that thus far, the Holy Boy of Innocence was such a damn good fight. The story is really getting to a good stride here, especially because how I'm a redeeming Templar coming back to my old order, only to find that it was hollow and full of crap. Oh yeah, let's take on this ravenous god of death that we apparently have all been worshipping incorrectly. What a damn good time. I did notice that there were some cracks starting to show in my build. I'm starting to take damage from things that I didn't previously take damage from. So I suppose I'll need to work on some of my build and find ulterior ways to make myself either beefier or be able to kill things faster. I did find quite a few new unique tan items or orange items. I don't know, but they appear to be the rarer items. They seem to have like unique qualities that would work for specific builds or the correct build. But all in all, it is nice to see that there are higher quality items still dropping for me and that it's actually starting to happen. I hadn't seen it up to this point. My gear really hasn't changed all that much, but the big changes are really coming through my build, and I will have to say that I have had a massive improvement of my DPS, especially utilizing Smite as my main attack. Not to mention the shield and all the other defensive capabilities that I have integrated into this build. The fight with Innocence, however, I really do have to bring up again, is really what changed my perspective on this whole damn game. I'm only halfway through the campaign, and it has drastically picked up into a wild ride. And the boss fights are becoming one of the most favorite parts of this game. I love this. I'm having such a great time. They offer the fast gameplay and reactions, but also like satisfying victories after you persevere. And it definitely has me now looking at Path of Exile in a different eye. I want to see more and more of the hidden beauties of this game, and I'm paying attention to the things that I wasn't looking at previously. I definitely am going to have to continue this journey and see where the next leg of my pantsless Templar's Odyssey will take him. If you want to see the single moment that I understood Path of Exile, click this video here. Otherwise, stay caffeinated, folks.